Good morning, this is Kim Watson of Ezeetrader. Welcome to a morning review on Monday the 6th of July. Okay, so it would appear that the Greek electorate have decided they're not interested in austerity any longer. I think this was quite amusing. That was popped onto the Huffington Post this morning. Greece is the word. Yeah, anyway, I don't really need to read that out, but it did make me chuckle as I watched through that. But seriously, there's a very serious day ahead of us as the current, or the previous, should I say now, Greek finance minister has now resigned. So there's now even more uncertainty in terms of who's going to be dealing with whom. But anyway, what we've seen is the markets haven't dealt with it too badly. We saw the gap down there, and now we've seen a rally pretty much close most of the gap. Hasn't quite closed it, but the situation is still unsure because are they going to? Is it a no-no? In which case they said no to austerity and no to the euro, and they're going to come out, or is it a no-yes? Is the question, as in no to austerity, but yes, they want to stay in Europe. And whilst all this continues, I think there'll be uncertainty in the markets over the next week or so, or maybe even longer, as it draws out yet again. So euro at the moment is a difficult one in terms of trying to picture where we're likely to see now. Could go up and fully close that gap. It has got the daily pivot above us and the weekly pivot above us, so there is some potential we could go up and fill that gap, running to that previous resistance levels. Any particularly good news, and well, it could run on further, but at this juncture I think it'll be some time before we see much in the way of significant news out. But I'm only guessing on that point of view. There has been called a meeting to deal with this today, so I'm sure we'll hear comments prior to the meeting starting, and during the meeting and after the meeting. So euro looking vulnerable, but from a daily perspective it could well and truly continue to the downside there. But with the way this is reacted at the moment, well, there's still belief that something may be done, I guess. Looking at cable, cable also gapped down. It's already rallied. Well, it's a ridiculously amount of rally going on in a very short term. The last hour, it's sort of rallied, well, it already closed the gap, but done more in the last hour than it had done on Friday afternoon, effectively. So there we go. We're sitting right into the hourly 50 at the moment. We could see a bit more reaction to that. Anything if it starts breaking above, well, the near-term target may be that R1 or Friday's highs. So Friday's highs would be, with a weekly pivot, would seem like a logical place if it can get up to that sort of area. It just needs to break these high above this 50 MA at the moment. To the downside, well, if it starts selling off the Friday, the gap close, the early open on Sunday, there may be the sort of target, and the S1 area may be beyond that. It's been pretty much in a downward slope trend from a daily perspective, and it has got daily 50 underneath, which I thought it might come back for, but not at the moment. Okay, let's have a look at the dollar yen. Again, gap down. Yen gains some strength. It's again almost closing the gap, not quite. From a daily point of view, some people would look at that and say it's closed, but there is the gap just above us, along with the daily pivots just above there, the weekly pivot. So there's quite a lot of targets. If it manages to get back above this 21 for it to run up to maybe up to that 50 MA, which is sloping down. The yen's been a bit of a odd one. It's been just sort of stepping down, making lower lows, lower highs just. So there's a potential it could continue in that route in the main, but may just want to push up there. And finally, the Aussie dollar. Again, this strange old moves, but again, it's Friday. It saw it sell off. It broke through those key lows there, and actually broke through and triggered quite a lot of stops there, as I should imagine, down there. There's a hell of a lot of orders I've been talking about for a long time down this area, which have now been broken. or taken. But it would appear, well, we could yet see it come back. It's got its weekly pivot above us. It may have just found a bit of support down here, although it retested that even recently. So still looks like one of the weaker pairs, but whether it's got much more in the way of support below that now, I don't think so. It's taken out most of the orders that were sitting there. A lot of them were buy stops. It was looking like it was support, but as I say, obviously bigger volumes have come through and seen it sold off. So where to now? Where it has got daily weekly pivot 50 above us, so a break of the 21.34, maybe just a 21. There's a bit of a trend line running down here, which it may have already. Oops, it'd be good if I put it on the right one. If we can get above that trend line, but ideally above that 21 moving average that's sitting there. If you can break above that, well, maybe it could be on for the daily pivot. There's a weekly pivot a bit further up, but the 50 MA is has been quite extended from that. Maybe heading back towards that. Overall, does look bearish. Anything to the downside, well, break of the lows, well, only would be looking for it to run even further down towards the S2. But it's already in this July month almost near the S2 anyway, which it's not too far off. It's monthly S2, so it could head back for that sort of area if it starts weakening. May see support around it because it's generally we see the price stay within the S2s, but any as I say, any continued weakness, well, today maybe it's a daily S2 may just break through that, but I would err towards the upside for the Aussie today. It may just be flattening out here. Okay, that's it for me. Hope you have a great one. News-wise today, there's nothing particularly significant until 3 o'clock this afternoon. We'll get the ISM non-manufacturing numbers coming through at 3 o'clock. I say nothing significant. Of course, the Greek situation will be on the news all the time. Okay, that's it for me. Bye for now.